Hey, good afternoon. How are you? I'm Andy. I'm glad to be with you, and I have a question. Would you like to be more productive with your favorite application, whether it's Word or your email app or online when you're typing email through Google Gmail or G Suite or whatever? Would you like to be more productive with that? I've got you covered. I have 7 shortcuts. Actually, I'm going to give you a bonus. I have 8 shortcuts that will make you so much faster. People are going to wonder, how'd you get that done so fast? Well, maybe not quite like that. But when you add these with others that I will feature this month, every Tuesday, I would be happy to show you these things. And when you add them all up, you are going to be so much more efficient when it comes time for your computing day or computer time or whatever it is. Anyway, let's get started. Let me see if I can switch the screen the right way. I think that's what we want. So I did all that and you couldn't hear me. Just a minute. I'm going to make that go back and I'll recover all this again real quick. I'm so sorry. What in the world just happened? All right, so let me come over here and I'm going to copy this mic. Copy. Sorry about this, y'all. I'm so sorry that I didn't get that in like it should have been, but it's fixing to be now. Paste. Transition. All right, can you still hear me? Yes. Goodness, let me make this real fast. That means you didn't get to hear my Jesus Saves joke. Wow. All right, let's do it again real fast. Double click on a word to select the word. Triple click on a word to select the paragraph. 1, 2, 3. Wow, there we go. Shift and an arrow selects from the cursor to the next point or the previous point. So we got the E because we shifted left arrow. Now we're going to get to the E to the right because I'm going to shift and right arrow. Same thing, if you want to go up a line, shift takes you up a line directly above your cursor, and then shift down takes you down a line directly below your cursor. All right, Control Shift left or right selects the preceding word, or to the end of the existing word if you're on it. All right, Control Shift left took me to the beginning of the preceding word. Control Shift right takes me to the end of the next word. Got it? All right, Control Shift up or down selects from the cursor to the beginning or end of the line, end of the paragraph. Control Shift up takes me to the beginning of the paragraph. Now, there's a difference between the beginning of the paragraph and the beginning of the line. We could have done this from anywhere if it were like a really long paragraph. Okay, and the same thing, Control Shift down takes me to the end of the paragraph. Got it? Okay, so if we are here and we say Shift home, that takes us to the beginning of the line. Or Shift end takes us to the end of the line. Not the paragraph, just that line that you are on. Got it? All right, now here we are, number 6. Control Shift home. Control Shift home takes you from the cursor to the beginning of the document. It doesn't matter which page you're on. If you're on page 15, Control Shift home takes you all the way to the very tip top of page 1. And then by the same token, if you do a Control Shift end, that takes you from your point to the end of page 77 or wherever you are. Got it? All right. And then finally, Control A selects the entire document. So there's page 1 and there's page 2. There you go. All right, and here's your bonus. Don't forget this one. Control S equals save. Now, let's see. I guess I've got time. I'm going to tell you the Jesus Saves joke. I'm so sorry that you had to look at all this stuff without hearing my fantastic joke, because you're going to laugh if you're still with me. So here we go. You ready? So, the devil talks to God, and he says, God, I don't think it's fair that I'm in hell and Jesus is in heaven. I think you ought to devise a contest so that we can see who's better at whatever you come up with, and then whoever wins can go to heaven. And God said, okay, that's fair. We'll let you do that. I'll give you a chance, because I'm a chance-giving guy. And he talks to St. Peter. He says, St. Peter, I'd like for you to come up with a contest. And then the rules are that they cannot use any supernatural powers. They just have to do exactly what you tell them to do. And whoever wins the contest, that's what's going to happen. St. Peter says, I think I can do that. So he thinks about it, and he comes up and he says, okay, here you go. And he gives each of them a laptop. Now, I'm not going to tell you which operating system that they had, but I know for sure that if they were in heaven and they were dealing with operating systems, it would have to be Linux. But I'm not going to tell you that. Anyway, so here we are. The contest is that they have to create a document in a word processor and then print it out when God says print it out. And then God says, I would like for you to format it as prettily as you can. I want you to use bold. I want you to use italics. I want you to use underline. I want you to use subscript. I want you to use superscript. I want you to do it all. And just show me how fancy of a document you can do. 1 page. Well, they say, okay, we can do it. God says, St. Peter, ring the bell. And he rings the bell, and here they go. And they're whirring, and they're clicking, and they're keyboarding, and they're mousing. And they're Control Shift homing, and they're Control Shift ending. They're doing everything that they need to do to make this the most beautiful document that God has ever laid eyes on. And then God snaps. I can't do it. But God, there it went, snaps his fingers, and the lights go out. And devil goes, oh, no. And Jesus is sitting there all calm and collected. God snaps his fingers, the lights come back on. He said, okay, print your document. The computers come back online. Jesus does Control-P, print. The devil says, I don't have my document. And he looks over and sees that the printer's spitting out Jesus' paper. And he says, how come he was able to print? You said we couldn't do any supernatural stuff. No gifts of the Spirit, nothing like that. God says, well, it's pretty easy. And he looks at Jesus' paper and he said, that's a good looking document. The devil said, how did he do it if he didn't use any supernatural stuff? God said, well, that's easy. Jesus saves. If you stuck with me this long, you had to laugh at that one. All right, so look, if you would like this document, I will save it as a PDF. I will get it to you for free. You are more than welcome to have it. All you got to do is send me a message or make a comment and says, give me the doc or Jesus saves, whatever, however you want to let me know that you would like this document and that you were able to put up with my joking and put up with my technical difficulties. It has been a day for technical difficulties, evidently. Anyway, if you would like any of that info, send me a message. I would be happy to get it to you. Happy Tech Tuesday. We are behind schedule because I took too long getting this out to you, and I'm so sorry. But I'm going to have some tips that will make you more productive every Tuesday for February because I love you, and this is the month of love, right? Regardless. Speaking of love, please make sure you tell everybody you know and love that you love them, that you appreciate them. Offer to do something for them, and they will thank you for it. And once again, I heard of another friend who passed away just recently from COVID. Now, whether you believe COVID is real or not, I still have effects from COVID. I cough often. I choke on my saliva. I still have effects from it. And I'm so thankful that I did not have as bad, I wasn't affected as badly as some of my friends are and a whole bunch of other people. But I think COVID is real. I did not have flu. I had COVID. There are a lot of friends and people that we know and people that we've heard of that did not have flu that have had COVID, that may or may not have had serious problems. I'm so thankful that I didn't have the problems. And every time, all through the time that I was in quarantine, I told God, thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. And then when somebody would ask me how I was doing, I would say, I'm thankful for my healing. And now I'm thankful for my healing still. I'm thankful that I'm healthy, that I was able to run 63 miles in January. Wow, back on track, or getting there. February, I'm doing a little bit different, going a little bit slower, less miles, because I'm trying to work in some other exercises. But, so, the moral of all this noise that I did after all the lesson is to tell you, please, tell people that you love them. There you go. All right. We're going to listen to some Look At You Now on the way out. I apologize for my difficulties. Maybe next Tuesday when I'm doing this object lesson again, it won't be so difficult. Be blessed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.
Didn't show up, but you showed them all anyhow. You wouldn't slow down, now you're too slow to